10 butter brands that you should avoid. Let's get one thing straight. Not all butter is created equal. You might think that golden stick in your fridge is pure creamy goodness. But what if I told you that some of America's most popular butter brands are hiding secrets you'd never expect? From hidden additives to questionable sourcing, today we're pulling back the curtain on the 10 butter brands you should avoid at all costs. The dairy industry doesn't want you to know this, but that innocent-looking stick of butter might be packed with industrial-grade vegetable oils, artificial preservatives, and even traces of antibiotics and hormones that could be silently affecting your health every single morning. If you care about your health, your wallet, and your taste buds, you need to see this before your next grocery run. Think about it. Butter is something most Americans use daily. It's in your morning toast, your lunchtime sandwich, your dinner recipes, and definitely in those chocolate chip cookies you love. But while you've been loyally buying the same brand for years, major food corporations have been slowly changing their formulations, cutting corners, and prioritizing profits over your health. Stick around to the end, because the last few brands on this list are the ones you probably have in your fridge right now. And trust me, you'll want to know the truth before you spread another slice of toast. Hey butter lovers, welcome back to the channel where we expose the food industry's best-kept secrets and help you shop smarter every single week. I've spent years digging into ingredient lists, food recalls, and industry reports so you don't have to. Today we're diving deep into the world of butter to reveal the 10 brands you should avoid. Brands that might look innocent on the outside, but are hiding some seriously shady stuff inside. And I'm not just talking about a few questionable ingredients, I'm talking about systematic issues with sourcing, processing, and marketing that affect millions of American consumers every single day. You see, most people don't realize that the butter industry has changed dramatically over the last few decades. What was once a simple dairy product made from cream and maybe a pinch of salt has transformed into a highly processed, industrialized food item that sometimes barely resembles real butter at all. We're talking about the brands you see at Walmart, Target, Costco, and your local grocery store. The ones you grew up with, the ones you trust. But after today, you might never look at them the same way again. Ready? Let's churn up the truth and expose what's really happening in America's butter industry. Number 10, Land O'Lakes. Let's start with a classic. Land O'Lakes is practically an American icon. You've seen their butter in every grocery store, every holiday table, every recipe blog. But here's the cold, hard truth. Land O'Lakes isn't the wholesome farm-fresh butter you think it is. What's the problem? First, Land O'Lakes uses milk from massive industrial dairy farms, not the idyllic family farms you see in their ads. That means cows are often kept in crowded conditions, fed GMO corn and soy, and treated with antibiotics. If you're looking for grass-fed, hormone-free butter, this isn't it. According to industry reports, the average industrial dairy cow produces about 100 pounds of manure daily and is kept in a space smaller than a standard parking spot. These cows rarely, if ever, see a pasture, and their diet consists primarily of corn and soy, foods that cows didn't evolve to eat. This unnatural diet leads to health problems for the cows, which then requires antibiotic treatment. But it gets worse. Land O'Lakes butter isn't always just butter. Their light butter with canola oil and spreadable butter with olive oil are loaded with cheap vegetable oils, preservatives, and natural flavors. Translation: you're not just getting butter, you're getting a Frankenstein blend of fats and additives designed to cut costs, not boost flavor. Let's take a closer look at their spreadable butter with canola oil. The first ingredient isn't cream, it's a blend of butter and canola oil. Canola oil is one of the most heavily processed oils on the market. It's extracted using high heat and chemical solvents like hexane, then deodorized and bleached to remove its naturally rancid smell. Why avoid it? If you care about real ingredients, animal welfare, or just want actual butter on your bread, Land O'Lakes is a brand to skip. There are better, cleaner options out there that don't rely on industrial farming practices or questionable ingredients. Number 9, Country Crock. Country Crock is everywhere. It's the big tub in your fridge, the spread your grandma used, the butter you slathered on toast as a kid. Their commercials show wholesome farm scenes with rolling hills and happy families. But here's the dirty secret that Unilever, the multinational corporation that owns Country Crock, doesn't want you to know. Country Crock isn't even butter. Not even close. What's inside? Country Crock is a spread, not real butter. The first ingredients? Vegetable oils, usually soybean, canola, and palm oil. These are cheap, highly processed, and often genetically modified. Real butter is made from cream and maybe a pinch of salt. Country Crock? It's a chemistry experiment. Let's break down what's actually in that familiar tub. The main ingredient is water. Yes, you're paying primarily for water. Next comes vegetable oil blend, soybean, palm, and palm kernel oils, all cheap filler oils that are heavily processed. Soybean oil is particularly problematic because about 94% of soybeans grown in the US are genetically modified to withstand heavy pesticide application. Additives alert: Country Crock is loaded with emulsifiers, preservatives, and natural flavors. Some varieties even contain mono and diglycerides, which are industrial additives linked to inflammation and gut issues. Let's talk about those mono and diglycerides. These are emulsifiers made from glycerin and fatty acids, often derived from partially hydrogenated oils, the same oils that create trans fats. While manufacturers claim these are safe, emerging research suggests they may disrupt the gut microbiome and promote inflammation. Why avoid it? If you want real butter, Country Crock isn't it. It's a processed spread masquerading as the real thing. And if you're trying to avoid GMOs, trans fats, or artificial additives, steer clear. The marketing for Country Crock is particularly deceptive. Their packaging and advertising feature pastoral farm scenes and wholesome messaging, creating the impression that you're buying a natural, farm-fresh product. In reality, Country Crock is made in massive industrial facilities and contains virtually nothing that comes directly from a farm. Number 8, I can't believe it's not butter. The name says it all, and you really shouldn't believe it's butter, because it's not. This brand, with its playful, almost self-aware name, has been a staple in American refrigerators since the 1980s. But behind the clever marketing and bright yellow packaging lies a product that's about as far from real butter as you can get. What's the catch? This brand is pure marketing genius, but behind the catchy name is a product that's mostly water, vegetable oils, and a laundry list of additives. The main ingredients? Soybean oil, palm oil, and canola oil. Not a drop of cream in sight. Like Country Crock, the first ingredient is water. You're literally paying for a product that's primarily H2O. The next ingredients are a blend of vegetable oils, typically soybean, palm, and palm kernel oils. These are the same problematic oils we discussed with Country Crock. Heavily processed, often genetically modified, and with significant environmental impacts in the case of palm oil. Health red flags: many varieties contain artificial flavors, preservatives, and coloring agents. Some even have butter flavor made from chemicals, not cows. And while they claim to be heart healthy, the reality is that these processed oils are linked to inflammation and may actually increase your risk of heart disease. Let's talk about that butter flavor. What exactly is it? According to food scientists, artificial butter flavor typically contains diacetyl, a compound that occurs naturally in real butter but is synthesized in a lab for products like this. Diacetyl has been linked to respiratory issues in workers who manufacture it, raising questions about its safety for consumption. Why avoid it? If you want real, wholesome butter, this isn't it. It's a science project in a tub. Your body and your taste buds deserve better. The irony of I can't believe it's not butter is that its name is perhaps the most honest thing about it. It's not butter, not even close. It's a triumph of food science and marketing, a product designed to look, spread, and somewhat taste like butter without containing any of the ingredients that make butter what it is. Number 7, Blue Bonnet. Blue Bonnet's slogan is, "Everything's better with Blue Bonnet on it." But after you hear what's inside, you might disagree. This budget-friendly brand has been a fixture in American kitchens since the 1950s, marketed as an economical alternative to butter. But what exactly are you sacrificing for that lower price point? What's inside? Blue Bonnet is another spread that's mostly vegetable oils, soybean and palm oil to be exact. It's cheap, it's shelf-stable, and it's loaded with additives to keep it from spoiling. Let's break down the ingredient list. Like the other spreads we've discussed, Bluebonnet starts with water as the first ingredient. This is followed by vegetable oil blend, usually soybean and palm oils, with soybean oil typically making up the largest portion. As we've already covered, soybean oil is problematic due to its high omega-6 content and the fact that most soybeans in the US are genetically modified and heavily treated with pesticides. Additives and more. You'll find mono and diglycerides, preservatives, artificial flavors, and sometimes even artificial coloring. And because it's made with hydrogenated oils, there's a risk of trans fats, even if the label says 0 grams, thanks to FDA loopholes. Let's talk about those hydrogenated oils. While Bluebonnet and other brands have reduced their use of partially hydrogenated oils, the primary source of artificial trans fats, following FDA regulations, many still use fully hydrogenated oils. These don't contain trans fats but are still highly processed. Why avoid it? If you're looking for real butter, Bluebonnet isn't it. It's a processed spread with a side of industrial additives. There are better, cleaner options for your toast. Bluebonnet represents one of the most budget-friendly options in the margarine/spread category, which explains its enduring popularity, especially among price-conscious shoppers. But that low price comes at a cost. You're getting a highly processed product made from cheap ingredients and bolstered with artificial additives. Number 6. Smart Balance. Smart Balance markets itself as the healthy alternative. But is it really? This brand has positioned itself as the science-backed, heart-healthy choice for health-conscious consumers. Their marketing emphasizes plant sterols, omega-3s, and a patented blend of oils designed to help maintain healthy cholesterol levels. But a closer look at what's actually in the tub reveals a product that's far from the natural, wholesome food it claims to be. What's the deal? Smart Balance is another spread, not real butter. It's made with a blend of vegetable oils, canola, palm, soybean, and sometimes even fish oil. Yes, fish oil. That's not a typo. Let's examine the ingredient list more closely. Like the other spreads we've discussed, Smart Balance starts with a blend of oils rather than cream. The exact blend varies by product, but typically includes palm, soybean, canola, and olive oils. Some varieties also include fish oil for omega-3 fatty acids, which is why you might occasionally notice a slightly fishy aftertaste. The brand's main selling point is its plant sterols, which are compounds that can help block cholesterol absorption in the gut. While there is scientific evidence supporting the cholesterol-lowering effects of plant sterols, it's worth noting that these compounds are added to Smart Balance, not naturally occurring in the base ingredients. Additives and processing. To make it spreadable, Smart Balance adds emulsifiers, preservatives, and natural flavors. Some varieties are fortified with plant sterols, which are supposed to lower cholesterol, but the science is mixed and the processing is intense. Beyond the oils and plant sterols, Smart Balance contains a host of other ingredients: water, salt, natural and artificial flavors, lecithin, lactic acid, vitamin A palmitate, beta-carotene, and various preservatives to extend shelf life. Why avoid it? If you want real, simple butter, Smart Balance is not your friend. It's a highly processed blend of oils and additives, not the wholesome dairy product you're looking for. The health claims made by Smart Balance deserve particular scrutiny. While plant sterols can indeed help lower cholesterol, the American Heart Association recommends getting them from whole foods like fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds rather than from fortified products. Number 5. Parquet. Parquet is another brand that's been fooling Americans for decades. Remember those old commercials where the tub of Parquet would talk, insisting butter? While the skeptical consumer argued, Parquet, that clever marketing campaign helped establish Parquet as a household name. But it also highlighted the fundamental deception at the heart of the product. It's designed to mimic butter while being something entirely different. What's inside? Parquet is a spread made from vegetable oils, mostly soybean and palm oil. It's cheap, it's shelf-stable, and it's loaded with additives to keep it from spoiling. Let's take a closer look at the ingredient list. Like the other spreads we've discussed, Parquet starts with water as the first ingredient, followed by a blend of vegetable oils, primarily soybean oil. This means you're paying primarily for water and cheap, highly processed oils. Additives and more. You'll find mono and diglycerides, preservatives, artificial flavors, and sometimes even artificial coloring. And because it's made with hydrogenated oils, there's a risk of trans fats, even if the label says 0 grams, thanks to FDA loopholes. Let's break down some of these additives. Mono and diglycerides, emulsifiers that help keep the water and oil from separating. Soy lecithin, another emulsifier typically derived from genetically modified soybeans. Potassium sorbate and calcium disodium, EDTA, preservatives that extend shelf life. Artificial flavors, chemical compounds designed to mimic the taste of butter, and artificial colors including yellow 5 and yellow 6, synthetic dyes that give parquet its butter-like appearance. Why avoid it? If you're looking for real butter, parquet isn't it. It's a processed spread with a side of industrial additives. There are better, cleaner options for your toast. Parquet is owned by Conagra Brands, a massive food conglomerate that owns dozens of processed food brands. This corporate ownership reflects the product's place in the industrial food system. It's designed for profit margins and shelf life, not for nutrition or culinary excellence. Number 4, great value, Walmart store brand. You might think store brands are a good way to save money, but when it comes to butter, you get what you pay for. Walmart's Great Value brand is the epitome of this principle. It offers rock-bottom prices, but at what cost to quality, animal welfare, and potentially your health? What's the problem? Great Value butter is often made with milk from large-scale industrial dairies, where cows are fed GMO feed and treated with antibiotics. The quality of the cream is lower, and the butter is often bland and watery. Let's look more closely at what goes into Great Value butter. While the ingredient list might seem simple, just cream and salt for the basic butter, the story behind those ingredients is more complicated. The cream used in Great Value butter comes from a massive supply chain of industrial dairy farms, where practices are designed to maximize output while minimizing costs. These industrial dairies often keep thousands of cows in confined conditions, with limited or no access to pasture. The animals are typically fed a diet of corn and soy, often genetically modified and treated with pesticides, rather than their natural diet of grass. This unnatural diet can lead to health problems for the cows, requiring antibiotic treatment. Additives alert: some Great Value butter products are actually blends with added oils and preservatives to cut costs. Always check the label. If it's not just cream and salt, it's not real butter. Great Value offers several butter-adjacent products that contain additional ingredients beyond cream and salt. Their spreadable butter contains canola oil, water, salt, and various additives to create a softer texture. Their light butter contains even more additives to compensate for reduced fat content. Why avoid it? If you care about quality, animal welfare, or just want real butter, skip the bargain bin. There are better options for just a little more money. Great Value butter represents the culmination of an industrial food system designed to produce maximum volume at minimum cost. Walmart, as the world's largest retailer, has enormous power to pressure suppliers to cut costs, often at the expense of quality, worker conditions, animal welfare, and environmental sustainability. Number 3, Challenge Butter. Challenge Butter sounds like a premium brand, but the reality is less impressive. With its vintage-inspired packaging and claims of being churned daily, Challenge positions itself as a traditional, high-quality butter. But a closer look reveals a product that falls short of these aspirations in several key ways. What's the issue? Challenge sources its milk from large industrial dairies, not small family farms. That means cows are often kept in crowded conditions, fed GMO feed, and treated with antibiotics. Challenge Butter is produced by the California Dairies Cooperative, one of the largest dairy cooperatives in the United States. While they market themselves as a collection of family farms, the reality is that many of these family farms are large-scale industrial operations with thousands of cows. The idyllic pastoral scenes on their packaging and website tell only a small part of the story. Additives and more. Some Challenge products contain natural flavors and other additives to boost shelf life and flavor. And while they market themselves as fresh, the reality is that the butter is often made from lower quality cream. While Challenge's basic salted and unsalted butter contains just cream and salt, or just cream, some of their other products include additional ingredients. Their spreadable butter contains canola oil, water, salt, and various additives to create a softer texture. Their flavored butters, like garlic or honey, often contain natural flavors and preservatives. Why avoid it? If you want real, high-quality butter, Challenge isn't it. There are better, cleaner options out there. Challenge butter represents a middle ground in the butter market, not as heavily processed as the margarine-like spreads, but not as high quality as truly premium butters. It's a product of the conventional dairy industry, with all the compromises that entails in terms of animal welfare, environmental impact, and nutritional quality. Number 2, Kerrygold, controversial pick. This one might surprise you. Kerrygold is marketed as the gold standard of butter, grass-fed, imported from Ireland, and beloved by foodies everywhere. Its distinctive gold foil packaging and premium price point suggest a product that's superior to conventional American butters. But there's a catch, and it's one that many Kerrygold devotees might find hard to swallow. What's the controversy? While Kerrygold is made from the milk of grass-fed cows, recent reports have revealed that not all Kerrygold butter sold in the US is the same as what's sold in Ireland. Some batches are made with milk from cows that are supplemented with grain, especially during the winter. And there have been concerns about the use of palm oil in some Kerrygold products. Let's dig deeper into these issues. Kerrygold's main selling point is that it comes from grass-fed cows, which produce milk with a higher content of beneficial nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids and CLA. The brand's marketing heavily emphasizes the image of cows grazing on lush Irish pastures, creating an impression of a natural, traditional product. But the reality is more complicated. While Irish dairy cows do spend more time on pasture than their American counterparts, they're not exclusively grass-fed. During the winter months, when grass is scarce, the cows are typically fed a diet that includes grains and other supplements, additives, and more. Some US versions of Kerrygold contain natural flavors and other additives not found in the Irish version. And while it's still better than most American brands, it's not as pure as you might think. While Kerrygold's basic salted and unsalted butter contains just cream and salt, or just cream, some of their other products include additional ingredients. Their softer butter, for example, contains vegetable oils to make it more spreadable straight from the refrigerator. Why avoid it? If you're looking for the real deal, be cautious. Not all Kerrygold is created equal, and there are other grass-fed butters that are more transparent about their sourcing. Kerrygold represents a step up from conventional American butters in terms of quality and production practices. The cows that produce the milk for Kerrygold do spend more time on pasture and have a diet that includes more grass than typical American dairy cows. This results in a butter with a richer flavor and a better nutritional profile. However, the brand's marketing creates expectations of a purely grass-fed, traditional product that doesn't fully align with the reality of modern dairy production, even in Ireland. The romantic image of cows grazing exclusively on lush green pastures year-round is more marketing than reality. Number 1, Imperial. And finally, the worst offender, Imperial. This budget brand has been a fixture in American kitchens since the 1950s, marketed as an economical alternative to butter. But what exactly are you getting for that low price point? The answer might shock you. What's inside? Imperial is the definition of fake butter. It's a spread made from vegetable oils, mostly soybean and palm oil. It's cheap, it's shelf-stable, and it's loaded with additives to keep it from spoiling. Let's break down the ingredient list. Like the other spreads we've discussed, Imperial starts with water as the first ingredient, followed by a blend of vegetable oils, primarily soybean and palm oils. This means you're paying primarily for water and cheap, highly processed oils. Additives and more. You'll find mono and diglycerides, preservatives, artificial flavors, and sometimes even artificial coloring. And because it's made with hydrogenated oils, there's a risk of trans fats, even if the label says 0 grams, thanks to FDA loopholes. Let's break down some of these additives. Mono and diglycerides. emulsifiers that help keep the water and oil from separating, soy lecithin, another emulsifier, typically derived from genetically modified soybeans, potassium sorbate and calcium disodium, EDTA, preservatives that extend shelf life, artificial flavors, chemical compounds designed to mimic the taste of butter, and artificial colors including yellow 5 and yellow 6, synthetic dyes that give Imperial its butter-like appearance. Why avoid it? If you're looking for real butter, Imperial isn't it. It's a processed spread with a side of industrial additives. There are better, cleaner options for your toast. Imperial is owned by Conagra Brands, the same massive food conglomerate that owns Smart Balance, Parquet, and dozens of other processed food brands. This corporate ownership reflects the product's place in the industrial food system. It's designed for profit margins and shelf life, not for nutrition or culinary excellence. Bonus section: how to choose real butter. Now that we've exposed the worst offenders, let's talk about what you should look for in real butter. Because not all butter is created equal, and making the right choice can make a huge difference in both flavor and nutrition. 1. Check the ingredients. Real butter should have just 2 ingredients: cream and salt. That's it. If you see oils, preservatives, or natural flavors, put it back. It's not real butter. It's a processed spread masquerading as the real thing. When you're reading the ingredient list, pay attention to the order. Ingredients are listed in descending order by weight, so the first ingredient should be cream or sweet cream, not water or vegetable oils. For unsalted butter, cream should be the only ingredient. 2. Look for grass-fed. Grass-fed butter is higher in healthy fats and vitamins. Look for brands that are transparent about their sourcing. Butter from grass-fed cows has a different nutritional profile than butter from grain-fed cows. It's higher in beneficial nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin K2, and conjugated linoleic acid CLA. It also tends to have a richer, more complex flavor and a deeper yellow color due to the higher beta-carotene content. Some of the most reliable grass-fed butter brands include Vital Farms, Organic Valley Pasture Butter, Kelowna Supernatural, and Anchor. 3. Avoid spreads and blends. If it doesn't say butter, it's not butter. Spreads and blends are just processed oils with a side of marketing. The dairy case can be confusing, with products labeled as spread, blend, light, and various other terms designed to evoke butter without actually being butter. When in doubt, look for products simply labeled butter without qualifiers and check the ingredient list to confirm. 4. Support local dairies. Small, local dairies often produce higher quality butter from cows that are treated better and fed a natural diet. Buying butter from local dairies offers several advantages. The butter is likely to be fresher, as it hasn't traveled long distances or sat in warehouses. The dairy is more likely to be transparent about their farming practices, and you can often visit the farm or talk directly to the farmers at farmers markets. So there you have it, the 10 butter brands you should avoid if you care about your health, your taste buds, and your wallet. Remember, not all butter is created equal, and the brands you trust might not be as wholesome as you think. The food industry has become incredibly skilled at marketing processed foods as natural, traditional products. They use pastoral imagery, nostalgic packaging, and carefully crafted messaging to create an emotional connection with consumers, often obscuring the reality of what's actually in the package. But now that you know what to look for and what to avoid, you can make more informed choices at the grocery store. Real butter is a simple, traditional food that humans have been enjoying for thousands of years. When made from the milk of healthy, well-fed cows, it's not just delicious, but nutritious too. It's a source of fat-soluble vitamins, beneficial fatty acids, and culinary pleasure. Don't settle for imitations and processed alternatives when the real thing is readily available. Remember, every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of food system you want to support. By choosing real, high-quality butter from responsible producers, you're supporting better farming practices, better treatment of animals, and better nutrition for you and your family. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more food industry exposés, and drop a comment below. What's your go-to butter brand? Did any of these surprise you? And if you want to see our list of the best butters you can buy, let us know. Until next time, shop smart, eat well, and never settle for fake butter again. Your toast and your body will thank you. If you thought this video was eye-opening, you'll love our next expose on the 10 healthy foods that are secretly ruining your diet. From protein bars packed with sugar to salad dressings full of industrial seed oils, we're pulling back the curtain on the foods that are marketed as healthy but might actually be sabotaging your wellness goals. Click right here to watch, and I'll see you in the next one.